Alright guys, we're here at the second tutorial after the second drum cover, Kill the King by Rainbow. You're on the channel, so if you haven't seen it already, go and watch it. It's pretty cool. Amazing song. A wee bit about this song. I mean, in my personal opinion, Rainbow at their best, at their prime. You know, Cozy Powell on drums, Ronnie James Dio on vocals, Richie Blackmore on guitar. It's, in my personal opinion, at the time, probably vocals with Dio, like arguably one of the best hard rock heavy metal vocals of all time. Richie Blackmore at the time, again, the best. Cozy Powell, I'd say he's underrated, but in my personal opinion, I'd say one of the best at the time. One of the best, just a fantastic drummer. You know, those three especially. What a phenomenal band at the time. That kind of setup, they only kind of ran for 3 albums, but in that time, just what, 3 fantastic albums that they'd done. Cozy Powell actually didn't record on the first Rainbow record that was only on the Rainbow Rising and Long Live Rock and Roll, the second and third one that he played drums for. But Ronnie James Dio sang for the first 3, and of course it's Richie Blackmore's Rainbow, so it's his band, he played for all of them. But Cozy Powell, a fantastic drummer. I think he's just, he has a kind of equilibrium of, he knows to do crazy, mad, fast, complicated stuff, but when it comes to the songs and when it comes to actually playing the drums live and being a musical drummer, which I've been told I'm a bit more like, rather than working on technique and speed and stuff like that, I'm more musical. I guess that's because I listen to a lot of Cozy Powell and other drummers like him. So he's just a great drummer, and later on in the video there will be another reason why I think he's such a great drummer and why I picked this song in particular. But I'll start off with the tutorial with arguably the easiest part of the song. We have another intro. I love my drum intros. Except this one is actually a drum fill kind of intro. Last one, The Prisoner, was a beat kind of intro. This one is an actual fill kind of thing. And it's split up to 2 parts. The first half is just on the crashes. The second half is on the toms. So the first part of this solo, in the recording, I didn't hit that first crash hit, because when you play it, it's not like The Prisoner when there's that like kind of 8 seconds before I start playing where I can time myself into it. This just kicks straight in, and again, this was like The Prisoner. The amount of takes I had to like quickly press the play button and like time it, because obviously it doesn't hit it immediately. It's like a bit of a second and like time to get that first. So I just left it. I just thought, well, leave the first crash out, right? Everyone knows what it sounds like, knows what you're doing, so just. But the first part of this fill, the first 4 bars, it's just those crashes. The first bar is on the 1. The second bar is once again on the 1. Third bar is on the 1. Is on the 1 and the 3 and 4, and something like this. So if you're counting it as well, this is what I was looking at when I was getting prepared for this video. How you kind of count this, or how you can count this one. So if you're counting in 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and you don't actually need to count it, because in the track the guitar is doing it for you. Almost, it's counting the 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E. I'm not going to try sing the guitar parts, but that's the guitar doing the not, that's 3s, and that's your 1E. So you can count it like that if you want, or if you want to count it in your head, that's fine. But it sounds something like this. that last crash hit there, that fourth hit, that was the one onto the next bit of the film. And again, for this bit, the intro with the fills, right, with the toms. Again, it's like I said in the previous tutorial, like I said in the previous videos about learning these songs, if there's too fast, there's too much going on, YouTube, if I'm aiming my finger right, bottom right of the video, settings, speed, times 0.75 or times 0.5 if it's particularly crazy, and just slow it down and just look and play it slowly and then gradually build up your speed. And again, this, I was looking at drum covers for this, and I was seeing a lot of people doing different stuff, and I kind of live by the mentality, if it's like a drum fill or if somebody's going to be doing a solo, like a guitar solo or whatever, I'll either think to myself, or I'll maybe say to them, like, as long as you get the first bit and the last bit, like, as it is, like, recorded, like, on a record, and in the middle you do something a bit more improvised, but as long as it kind of stays a bit true to the original fun, then you'll be fine. Saying that, this is the second part of the intro, the drum fill. So I'll play it fast, and then I'll play it slow, and then I'll play the whole thing together. So fast, the first bit is like this. Just like that. And it's just like that. I'll play it slow for you just so you know what's happening. As you can see here, I did have the other high tom, and again, you don't need it. On the record, it sounds like he does have another tom because he does, but in terms of what drums you need, you just need one snare, 3 toms, just like the Prisoner, to actually be able to play the drums. So here it is, the first bar of the second part of the intro, slow. As simple as that. The second bit is something like this. I'll play it fast and play it slow. And now slow. The third part of the drum fill, you're kind of leaning, you're taking the right hand around the kit and keeping the left hand on the snare. It sounds something like this. Playing that slowly. And now the last bar for that, it's relatively quite simple. I'll play it fast, then I'll play it slow for you. Just gonna play it slow there, but I'll play it fast then slow. This is it, slow. And me go over to the hi-hat there, that was me getting into that one beat of the next bar, which is the groove into the verse. Alright, so you've got the intro and now you're into the groove, and this is how the first groove goes, and this is the groove just before the vocals come into it and start singing, and before you move over to the ride cymbal. Cymbal, you're on the hi-hat. So it goes something like this. And that is just it's just right hand on the 8s, snare on the 2 and the 4, and the bass always on the 1, so it's that. Always on the 1, always on the 2 and the 4, and for the first bar of the groove, the bass is on the and of 3, not the 3. And for the second bar of the groove, it's on the and 2 and the and of 3 as well. So it's never on the 3, always on the 1, then snare on the 2, and then it's on the and of 3, and then on 4. Then it's on the 1, snares on the 2, then bass on the and of 2, then it's on the and of 3, and then this is on the 4. And that's just your wee intro. And that little fill in there, that little bit of accessory that Cozy Powell puts down, that's just the snare on the 1, and then hi-hats on the ands. And that last snare to hit the cymbal is on the and of 4. So just that. And it's just like that. Groove over to the ride now, which you can't see, so I'll turn these over. Alright guys, so I've moved these over so you can see what's happening here. Not really anything different again, it's just that 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and on the ride. And yeah, you're on the ride here. And you're changing up the bass pattern as well. It's a bit more of a kind of punkier kind of pattern. It's just 1, 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 4, 1 and 3 and 4, dum ga dum dum. It's really as easy as that. All you need to do is add a list to the record and a list to this. This is how it kind of goes. It's just 1, 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, more like, and bass on each of the crashes as well. The crashes are on the 3, the A of 3 and the and of 4. 1 and 2, and on that third one as well, try and get that snare in so it makes it that last one poppier, breaks it into the next groove. Sounds something like this. Sounds something like that. That goes on and on and on until the end of the verse, where you get this little fill in the snare here, where it sounds something like this. And just slowly, that is. Playing that 3 bars groove, 1 bar of fill, that's how it goes. And then you're just back onto the hi-hat as well. Am I getting cut off? And you're just back onto the hi-hat as well for that chorus of Kill the King. Alright guys, so you've done your first chorus now and you're back onto the hi-hat. It's the exact same beat, it's that. Nothing different, all the same. The only 2 things that are different is that the last 6 hits, 6 quavers, is a wee fill to get you back into the ride and back into the verse. So that kind of goes, it's just a wee 6 hits, that's all it is. Goes something like this. And all that's all it is to it. Once again, you're going on to the ride, same business on the ride, nothing's changing, except when it gets into that chorus, And instead of the first chorus, where it goes, kill the king, yeah, tear him down, doesn't do that. The first beat of that chorus, when he says kill the king, it goes back into that intro. So it goes, so it just does that bum da da bum ba bum ba da bum da 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 bum, and it's just that intro again. When it comes to the tom part, the cymbals kept saying, and again, like I said, the first and the last part of the toms is the same. The last two, he changes it, but I think that gives you room to improvise, do whatever you want, and it's kind of almost like forced creativity, where it's like, you know what, just do whatever you want, just like expand, and just kind of take the opportunity to just think about what you want to do, in that 2 bars that he's given you. Aye. That's that chorus, if you will. After that, and then goes back into the ride for 4 bars, and then we get into the cheeky bit of the song, which I love, and I'm gonna go show you now. Okay, so the next part, once you've done your wee ride bit, after the drum intro, which was like the chorus kind of thing, you just go on the ride for 4 bars of groove, 10 quavers on the 10 hits on the snare, and then it gets into the part of the song which is just such a great example of how you use the double bass correctly, because there's so many bands, there's so many like drummers out there that it's a sport to just see how fast some guys can just go brrrr, and that disenchanted me from double bass. When I first learned how to use double bass, it's like when you first pick up the sticks and do a simple beat. I started doing simple boom 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 boom. You know, it's like you make a beat out of it. You're not just going brrrr for the rest of your days, you know, and see who can go the fastest, because that's the coolest. It's not the coolest. It's actually the worst. It's not the worst, but I really hate it, and I don't know whether or not it's just an inherent thing that I've just learned to just detest and hate. But like now, I don't use the double bass for like, I just don't use it for that now. What I use it for mostly is galloping, and even then, like, there's not a lot of songs that use the double bass very imaginatively, compared to the amount of songs that use the double bass as just a semi-quaver machine, basically. So, this is a song. This is the part of that song how Cozy Pill uses the double bass just simply, and it's just a simple rhythm that he uses it for. It's nothing too complicated. It's nothing really like crazy, like, oh, he's doing, you know, polyrhythms, or he's just doing a beat on his 2 feet. But this is just a simple example of a song, and this is how it goes. Alright, so those 2 clips, that first clip where it was just double bass, as you would probably notice, you would definitely notice, that is just at the start. I think that's more when where it's more of a break kind of thing, where it's just a kind of rhythm with all the instruments, and then when he starts doing the actual beat of the kick, that's more when it comes into the solo, and that's just like, I wish more drummers could like actually play stuff like that. I think another great example of someone that uses a double bass for other cool stuff, I'd say Alex Van Halen, in Hot for Teacher, that drum intro, double bass, two hands on the toms as well. It's just, people should really learn how to play double bass like that more. It's cooler. It's just cooler than just turning it into a sport and just seeing who can go fast, the fastest. It just, honest to God, it drives me up the wall sometimes. So after that, instead of on that last bar where you'd get that dum 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 dum, you just give it 16 hits of the snare. It kind of goes something like this. And you're back into the beat, back into the ride, and that's just really, that's all the different parts of the song. The only next bit of the song which is different is where it kind of takes like it's like a break, it's like a bit just before the end, where they're going to that. There's just that one little bit, and then at the very end, the climax, it's that dum 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 double dum 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 dum, and it's just a little bit of a roll. The very last bit, if you saw the drum cover, you saw that I didn't actually time the first snare hit right. But it just, you just need to wait for that. And basically, that's you learnt Kill the King by Rainbow, drummer Cozy Pill. I hope you have all enjoyed. I hope this has been another successful, hopefully not as long. I'm looking at some of the clips and they're like little bits, but hopefully it's not like 20 minutes again. But nonetheless, I hope you've enjoyed. I hope the drummers and the non-drummers have learned something. Like the video if you like the video, and comment anything down below, any feedback or any drum covers you want to see in the future. Hopefully a new drum cover coming very soon. Cheers for watching. We'll see you later.